far as the military, war is business.
Matter of fact, and to make it that, I'm glad you said that, because that was a big thing. I don't know if it didn't even seem like it really made too much of a debate about it. They were supplying the so-called rebels with the weapons to fight against ISIS and all this other stuff. Or they were training the Jordanians and all this stuff, and now you got people who are just becoming part of this new terrorist group. Man, whatever, man.
Right.
Y'all the ones who supply these same people who are turned against you.
Right.
You know, and it's all a staged act.
That's it. That's always their method. Them being the Illuminati or whoever, right? There was a quote that came out. It says, "All wars are bankers' wars." Right? Basically, you have the Federal Reserve, and you have the Illuminati, the Masons, and they have control over the issuing of money. So they control what? Wars. Wars mean money. Wars mean what? More war, really.
That's right.
It begets more war. So that's what Esau wants. He wants more excess of that as well.
He said he's a man of violence.
That's right.
So when you look at, I believe it's Matthew 11 verse 18 or 11 verse 12. One of those, it says that the kingdom of Israel suffereth violence. Know ye not that ye are the kingdom of heaven, and that the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence. The kingdom is within you, loosely paraphrasing. And then it says the violent take it by force. So the so-called white man, Edom, is the violent. Because who was ruling in that time when that state was made? It was the Romans. Roman Empire. How did their empire expand? Through violence and war. The same way that the modern Roman Empire is spreading. And guess what? It's spread the same way and it's dwindling the same way as well. The exact same way. The military is spread too thin. It was spread too thin back then. They had way too many foreigners inside their lands. Guess what? The exact same thing now.
That's right. And the military is still getting rid of people, you know, due to their budgets and stuff like that. You know, a lot of these soldiers is fat and lazy and everything, man.
Right. Dykes and homosexuals in the military.
You know what I'm saying? Well, this military is terribly weak, man. Hey, I got a precept real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Continue on with your article. God, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an... Matter of fact, let's see. No. Okay, this is 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Right. You know, this is why we're bringing this stuff out, man. You know, with all these things coming out, they don't give a damn about even their own people.
Right.
You know, and at least they're the ones that's not ignorant of that. Because 2/3 of our people, man, they still think like Jake that was here last week. I thought tomorrow I read many books. I'm into theology and all this other stuff, and thought he was gonna spit some knowledge at us. That all the books are written the same damn way. No, they're not. You know, this devil's coming here to murder the hell out of us, and then you see another Jake get killed again today. And it ain't just Jake getting shot up, man. They showing you all these videos of Jake getting tasered and shot the hell up by the police, man.
Right.
Because they're being accused of being criminals and shit. When they just doing a simple traffic stop.
Yeah.
This is worse than the damn 60s. You just didn't, motherfuckers just say, hey, you know, nigger, stay in your place. We won't have any issues. You know what I'm saying? We don't want nothing to do with y'all.
That's right.
You know, unless somebody just blew it all out of proportion because they had an attitude about something, or they were jealous of Jake having something better over them. You know, that's how most shit started, like when you seen Rosewood, Florida. You know, you hear Esau in that movie talking about he was mad because Jake had a piano. I was like, damn. I said, what is wrong with these damn devils, man?
But then, as you say that, you know the answer.
You know, yeah, I know the answer. We're not ignorant of his devices, man. You know, but 2/3. I'm Salaki, brother. Go ahead. You know, just 2/3 of our people, man. Y'all still don't want to wake up to this. This is why you have to die. We're only here for the elect.
That's right.
That's what we out here putting this out here for, man. And we're edifying on these cameras or just standing there.
That's right.
You know, bringing this word out.
That's what matters.
Not what the hell you learn through theology and all these other books, these multiple books you think you done read and know something of.
If I can make a quick comment, just adding on to the brother's point. I mean, yeah, on once you gotta think about the balance of Yahweh Shem Shah. So yeah, with the whole, you know, cops killing niggas, you know, that whole fiasco, or just Esau versus Jacob. Yeah, Jake ain't shit. I mean, you got 2/3 of our people. Jake is wicked, man. They surpass the deeds of the wicked. So a lot of what Jake does, they like to double up. They like to go further, you know. But who do they mimic that from? Because you have a nation on earth. The Lord deals with nations. So there was a nation called the wicked. There was a nation called the wicked. Who is that nation? We've identified through prophecy, through understanding scriptures, we've identified that nation as being Esau and Edom in the Bible. And that's who we're screaming on.
You got some of that,
that's who we're saying the Lord's judgment is going to come double unto you. Yeah. That cup is going to be passed, and you're going to have to drink the dregs of that. Double. Because of what you did. Now, with this article that I'm reading, you have the Department of Homeland Security. I mean, Esau, we not ignorant of his devices, so we know that Esau has his own objectives. He has his own plan of action. You know, we're coming in and snatching documents of the whistleblowers. They probably already know about the whistleblowers, know their names and all that intricate stuff. But the thing is, the Lord set up those whistleblowers to bring out a lot of information that their tongue shall fall upon themselves. So that information eventually got to the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, so that truth could be pushed out. Because that's part of the prophecy of us not being ignorant of his devices. But so that ties into Esau still coming against the nation of Israel, because he's trying to cut off that information. He's like, now this is too much is coming out. We got to show them that we can lay the law down. We're gonna have to tighten control. Exactly.
Net. And with this whole thing with net neutrality, if I'm saying it right, they want to eliminate hate speech on the net. Really, they just want to move in and control the whole net, period.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Right. So, in order to further quench the level of information that's come out, primarily from us, starting with the apostles.
That's right.
So that's why, you know, lately it hasn't happened, I'll say this, but there's a time point where you see GMS pages getting cut down left and right. You know, but they figure we're just going to keep going anyway, so I guess they left us alone. Pretty soon they're going to move in and just shut down the whole internet. Shut down the entire thing. All right? It's going to be one big censorship. That's when you're going to see that famine of the word.
That's right.
In Amos, was it the 8th chapter? You're going to see that famine of the word, because you ain't going to be able to just get on the net freely. It's going to be severely limited, if anything.
That's right.
So then,
that's right.
Somebody get that real quick. I want you to go back to your article. I'm going to cut you off. Amos, 8. And that's when that's going to happen. And then, in that day, in that time, everybody's going to want to answer. Now, you see how everybody was coming up against us last week. And that day, them very same people were going to want answers.
Right.
They're going to be looking for it. They're going to be standing right here on a Friday, wondering where we at.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Tasman.
And what version are you
in? 5? 8 and 5? 8 and 5?
All right. All right, Khan. This is Obadiah, Salaki, Amos, chapter 8, verse 5. And the Lord power of hosts is he that toucheth the land, and it shall melt.
Or is it 5? Is it 5 and 8? A famine of the word?
Yeah, looks like
Okay.
Not a famine of water or bread, but a hearing of the word. I think I might just be having the chapters.
So, let's find it real quick. You're talking about the famine of the word, right?
Yep. 8 and 11.
8 and 11. There you go. 5 and, okay. Yeah, go ahead. 8 verse 11.
This is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen.
You in chapter 9, bro.
I damn sure am. Salakia, brother.
Man.
I know. My bad, man. This is thin pages, man.
Rehearsing.
You know, stammering lips, man.
Man, send you to the Johannes Hebrew Academy.
Get them right.
All right, this is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but the hearing of the words of the Lord.
Hearing of the words of the Lord, all right? Even starting with little things such as information that comes out, like the article this brother's getting into.
You know?
You can hear a famine of that because, one, the internet is going to be shut down severely, if anything. 2, it's going to get so bad out here as far as martial law, as far as plagues and all that being spread around, joblessness. The brothers ain't going to be out here speaking. It's going to be at that point. It's going to be time to pack up and go. So then that's when we're going to have that famine. People going to want to hear answers. And that day, everybody is going to want answers. That's the thing, you people that scoff, you're scoffing against us, thinking that what we're saying through these scriptures ain't going to come to pass. And guess what? When it does come to pass, that's when we're going to be crying, hollering for answers, wondering where we're at, and we ain't going to be nowhere to be found.
That's right.
That's right, That's right.
You know, I mean, I don't mind sharing this, man. I've told these brothers this before, man, where I had a dream that, you know, I had these same book bags that we come out here with all the time, and people wanted to hear the word, but as I was trying to read, everything started crumbling like the leaves, how they do in the fall, and they just started falling apart. And I tried to pull out my other sword, and that just crumbled up too, man, because they was all trying to listen at the last second, but it was too late. It's like I was literally just floating away from them, and the sword was just falling apart. I couldn't read anything to him.
Hey,
Go get it.
they said in the days shall come. That's a prophecy that has not been fulfilled. You know, that's the fear of the Lord when you hear something, but then as time plays out, you actually see it.
Yep.
That's the duty of of a true prophet. We're commanded by Yahweh Shema Shah to be out here telling you and warning you people. But our focus is the elect. Once again, we got to emphasize that our focus is the elect, not everybody. We're not all coming together. Israel ain't coming together right now.
You got a precept for that. Isaiah 42 and 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them.
Before it happens, we warn you. It says, through the terror of the Lord, we persuade men.
Yep.
Through the fear of what the Lord will do to our people. We scared enough to come out here and tell you. Not stay at home, and because we could be chilling, we know the truth. We could be at home relaxing, but we out here to give sacrifice, to give oblation to the Lord.
Yep,
But also at the same time, we're casting that net. We're fishermen. We're out here fishing for the elect. All right, so without further delay, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this article. All right, and this is Audrey Hudson's testimony. This is the investigative journalist who was raided. It says, ostensibly, the federal investigators and Maryland State Police were raiding the home to determine if Hudson's husband, Paul Flanagan, owned any weapons. Mr. Flanagan cannot legally be armed, as he has had a record from the mid-1980s of breaking gun control laws, subsequently placing him among the growing list of Americans suffering under lifelong infringement of their inalienable rights. Police justified the 2013 raid by claiming that they suspected that he might have owned a quote potato gun. Maybe he owned one, right? No guns were recovered from the home, and Mr. Flanagan was not charged with any crimes. Yet investigators took their time to examine his wife's personal documents. Wow, that's not surprising. We're not ignorant of his devices. Of course, you know, Esau, what you doing? Esau just in there on the guise of, okay, we're just here to find this quote potato gun, but you're in there thumbing through documents. Okay, thousands of documents, it said. Okay, I'll keep reading. It says, since Mr. Flanagan was an employee of the U.S. Coast Guard, that agency under the Department of Homeland Security was present during the raid. So even the U.S. Coast Guard, like, what is the U.S. Coast Guard doing? These people are insane. It says one federal agent, USCG investigator Miguel Bosch, began asking whether Mrs. Hudson was the same Audrey Hudson who had written the Air Marshal stories for the Washington Times. The stories he was remembering was a series of articles that Miss Hudson wrote in the mid-2000s, exposing holes in the Air Marshal program. Of course, Mr. Bosch, a former Air Marshal, surely knew whose home he had conspired to enter. So, come on, man.
They know who they
come on, man.
At the end of the day, they know through all these, they call alphabet agencies,
right?
They know who they need to keep tabs on. You go to, what is it, Ezekiel 28 and 3, it says, thou art wiser than Daniel, and there's nothing that can be hid from thee. The so-called white man, he's got the technology to be able to know exactly, keep tabs on you, know what you're doing at all times, know what you're into. There's really no, it's all a big trap. It's a big matrix. All right, we got smartphones. Guess what? They know what we're looking at on the smartphones.
Right.
They know our information through the phones. We got an email account. They know that.
People constantly complain about that NSA. You know, and they can't do. They're not going to do anything about it. This is all part of the plan. Stop bitching and moaning. You were warned of this stuff.
Right.
You know. Kyrie,
all this. Oh, yeah. Real quick, if I say real quick. You have technology that Esau has created, where he can wiretap you from miles and miles away. In another country, he can wiretap you. He can do drone strikes. I mean, there's so much technology out there that, I mean, you know this is the end. This what they call it, the age of technology, technological age. Like the brother was mentioning about with the smartphones, he's recording your conversations. There was an article came out, smartphone for dummies. I mean, that needs not even be expounded on. Because these people are copper tops out here, man.
I mean, they've got either drones and satellites that could be way up in the sky beyond what you can see.
Right.
And they can be looking dead at you in pretty good detail.
That's right.
They got satellites that can zoom in detail on us right now.
Read this article with me.
And look at what you're reading at. Look at what you're looking at on your phone. Looking at you watch the next World Star Flight compilation while you watching it.
Right.
I mean, they got stuff out there like that. It's not just something that's made up in the movies.
Right.
So you really, if you that's why the scriptures say, Revelation 2, to either be hot or cold. Because if you straddle the fence, if it's something that you just kind of look into from time to time again, guess what? So-called white man is taking account of that. He's not thinking, well, maybe he's just a part-time Israelite, or maybe he's thinking, oh, you done looked at one too many YouTube videos, so you on our red list.
Right.
So if you're gonna be in this thing, you might as well be all the way in. Otherwise, you're just gonna get picked off. You're gonna be collateral. What is it? Collateral damage. If I'm thinking the right term, you're just gonna get picked off out there.
That's right.
So we might as well be hot.
God, man, I got a precept on everything y'all bringing out. Right. God, this is Obadiah, verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Can I say this too? And that with that scripture, your pride is deceived you because the soul